So the Malians have just bought some new sets of equipment, and according to the information we have, these are like the latest edition of these MRAPs that are just coming. You know, the Malian counteroffensive continues, and in one of those that we've seen, the Guinea ports have just received fresh shipments that are supposed to be transferred to Bamako. And in these, we have the Chinese CSVP 14 MRAPs. Ladies and gentlemen, there are about 30 of those vehicles, and they will be going to Bamako. And from Bamako, they will be going to, you already know where they are going to. You already know where they are going to. Now, this location that they are going to, the key thing about this location is this location is like Pokrovsk, right? If Mali can take control of that location, it's over. And now the number of military men in that location right now as we speak, I've been seeing a lot of Azawadian videos right now. I can tell you that these guys are no longer in Mali. In fact, where they were today, there was a lot of water. Everywhere there was water. You know, water was flowing. There was mountains around them. That's not northern Mali. So there is a lot of patrol going on in that Kidal. You know, I mean, if I'm lying, go and source the internet. In the past 1 week now, there has been no ambush in Kidal, Menaka. You know, the only thing you can see is maybe if the terrorists, maybe they try to use some fiber optic drones, which has not really worked so far. At least one we have properly documented is the FPV drone. Man, that's the mother of all failures in Africa. To be honest with you, from packaging of the FPV drone to deployment, it only ends in one place, in the mud. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what the Azawadians just said. They said the African corpse is a cause of suffering rather than security and peace. Now, let me tell you something. They will actually make this type of statement because, you know, you don't eat in Mali. The Azawadians are not eating. These guys, I don't know. I don't know how to get their food, but they are definitely not eating inside Mali. That's one. Two, they went from using vehicles, all their vehicles have almost been completely bombed. Like, once the Malian drone sees them moving, everybody goes back to their virgins. Everybody, 72 virgins start getting rationed. So they are no longer, they went from normal vehicle to inflatable vehicles. If it's motorcycle, if it's bicycle, anything, the Malians continue to devastate them. Now we are seeing camels. I actually saw something today that broke my heart. There was a particular horse. That horse was splittered into two. Like the whole bowel of the ox was out. They actually used that ox. But the Malians did not hesitate. You know, if you are using a horse to carry out, you know, a heinous activity, the horse the horse already becomes a terrorist. If a terrorist sits on a horse, both the horse and the terrorist, they are terrorists already. So this whole, you know, I know that that's what they are targeting now. That might be part of their plan. Use animals, and maybe the animal rights might start, you know, calling for some justice and all of that. But man, when I saw that horse, man, my heart was broken because, man, it was devastating. And they actually videoed it. So they videoed it. They showed the bowel of the horse. They actually showed how the drone strike actually, devastated the horse. And now what they did was they cut the victim aspect out of it, and they actually picked only the horse. Right? You understand what they are trying to do. I don't have to, say it 100%, but you understand what they're trying to do. So the reason why they are saying that the African core brings suffering and they bring suffering, but they don't bring security and peace is, they believe at this point that the African core should have given up. After all the hold, crash and bomb everything that France and Ukraine, they were supporting them to do. You actually know that back in 2024, the Battle of Tinzantoin, that the world will never forget, that Ukraine actually claimed responsibility for, that led to a lot of, Malian troops, about 48 of them, and a lot of African core troops actually losing their life that day. Um, you know, it was actually because of the Ukrainian strike. That was how they were able to, take the lead in that fight. And a lot of Azawadians actually kissed the dust. So it's not like they just actually, you know, destroyed. It was a mutual destruction. Just that they were the last ones standing in that operation because of the help they got from the external forces. So now, when you do this, you don't expect the African Corps to just let you parade. That attack marked the demise of everything called Azawadian. So, and what the African cores are asking for now, the African cores are not asking. The African core specifically is a unit of the farmers now. They are not asking for combating some like Kaye. No, they are going directly to the hearts. And now that they are there, and they are bringing in a lot of reinforcements. Both farmers, Gatia, everybody is going there. You can see that there is no complaint again in that location. There is no complaint again. I've been waiting for the news. It's not coming. The only news I'm seeing is that the Malians continue to bombard and parade the whole place. And it seems like Algeria will not help them anytime soon. This whole thing is shifting from left to right, from right to left. I don't know. I don't really know, because where I actually saw the videos of the Azawadian today does not look like a comfortable territory. They were like abandoned children. but let's go. The customs in Mali have once again intercepted an increasing amount of explosive mercury cocaine. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. We can say that, okay, this is trafficking. When you talk about cocaine, when you talk about mercury, okay, we can say maybe for some reason, right? I think this is related to illegal mining, explosive, mercury, cocaine. I don't know what the job of the cocaine should be. A pain reliever or something. I can't. We don't know if that cocaine is being used as just being abused here, or is being used for you know to really strengthen the people that are going to be carrying out the illegal mining. Mali is so rich in gold to the point that you might actually try to dig a well somewhere, and at the end of the day, you end up seeing gold everywhere. So I believe that it might be for illegal mining, but the Malian custom continue to catch up with these guys. Now, this whole, bombing that the Malians are doing, this whole capturing, busting operation, sting operation that is out, that's very, very successful. It's been so successful so far, busting all this trafficking, networks and all of that. Explosives. Because I actually suspect two things here. See that it belongs to illegal miners who might have some Western links, or it belongs to terrorists. It's either of the two. So, guys, what do you think? But at the end of the day, the Malians continue to stay on top of the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, homeland or death, they continue to prevail. And they are disrespectfully improving. And I can assure you, by the time the Ukraine Russia war is over, Mali will be, in my own opinion, right? Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and probably Central African Republic. But let's just say the AES state, the three, they will be truly independent. And in my own opinion, those three will be the first truly independent country that I will be seeing in Africa. At least right now, they are the truly independent nation we have in Africa. The rest of us, puppets all the way. The rest countries are puppets. I don't know what your argument will be, oh, but at the end of the day, everyone else is under some puppeteering. Like, but the three estate are standing on business. So guys, you can drop your opinion, man. I see you when we have another breaking news in the day.